Hi guys. Oh, my voice cracked. Hi guys, I'm Kat. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. It is currently Sunday. I didn't pre-record a video because I suck and I'm really tired. Last night I went to the bar with some friends and saw a show, saw a local band, and so I'm really tired. So I didn't really think of a video to do, and so I was thinking about it and I realized that I haven't done, well, I didn't realize this, I just kind of thought about it. I haven't done a video of like getting to know me or asking questions about me and answering them. I'm a very honest person, so I have a tendency of answering questions honestly no matter what they are. So I decided to do that video instead of just kind of like answering some questions. I did write some questions down, but to keep it interesting, I folded them up and put them in this basket. I'm going to be pulling at least 6 questions, answering them as honestly as I can, and then just kind of going from there. It's going to be a really low-key, kind of boring video, but I just don't have the brain power right now to like think of anything else. So, all right, we're going to give the basket a little shake. First, okay. First question is, what's a song that reminds you of being in love? That's a hard one. That reminds me of being in love. The very first song that my boyfriend actually told me kind of like reminds me of him was the song Blue Lips by Regina Spektor. It's actually one of my favorite songs. It's a beautiful, beautiful song, and I really, really love it. And that was the first song someone ever told me it reminded me of them. So that definitely made me fall for him more. Another song that reminds me of love, I would have to say, oh gosh, there's so many. I Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith was definitely the very first song that I ever like fell in love with, and was one of the very first songs that I ever started to sing once I started to kind of like learn how to sing, or that I could sing. And every time I think of it, it reminds me of Armageddon when and Liv Tyler and Ben Affleck and their characters and how much in love they are. And I love the lyrics in the song because it's just basically talking about how I love you so much and I don't want to miss anything that happens with you in our relationship, and I don't want to sleep, I don't want to do anything, I don't want to miss any second with you. And that song definitely reminds me of love a lot. There's a lot that I'll probably think of after this video, but those are the 2 songs that kind of pop in my head at the moment. Next question. Gonna mix it around. Okay. Number 2. What is one thing people misunderstand about you? The first emotion that I'm quick to get to is anger, and I think it's because it's the easiest emotion for me to feel is anger. Back in high school when I was younger, it was a really dark time for me, and I was really depressed and having panic attacks all the time. And so the easiest emotion for me to feel at the time was anger, because sadness and pain was overwhelming, and even being happy was painful, and stress would just send me over the edge. So anger was easier to feel and deal with. So I guess I just learned how to go straight to anger without even thinking about it, and it's still like that for me. I'm 25 now, and it's still like that. And I think people misunderstand that I'm not always angry. I'm not always quick to irritation all of the time. It mostly happens when like I have to tell someone several times over and over again certain things, and then I get frustrated. I don't like feeling disrespected, and I also don't like when people I care about are disrespected. And so I'm very honest and I say how I feel, which is both good and bad. And I think people misunderstand that I'm always confrontational, and I'm not always confrontational. I'm not afraid to be confrontational, and I will be confrontational if I have to be. But I think people think that I'm always confrontational and that I'm always angry, and that and I think that really sucks because I'm not always like that. And I know, like, I do portray myself that way, and that's a lot of my fault. And I'm still learning how to deal with that. But I think people misunderstand that I'm not always angry, and I'm not mean, and I'm not always confrontational, and that I can be someone you can approach and talk to and have an adult conversation and be honest with. But if I need to be confrontational, I will be. I'm just not always. It just seems like I am because I'm so loud and honest, and I'm Scorpio, so it's kind of like it's there. But I do think that is definitely something that people misunderstand about me. Okay, I don't want to hold the basket every time, so I'm just going to toss my little hand in there and just grab one. Okay. Third question. What was one of the most bizarre encounters you've had? So, I work in an adult store, so I have a lot of bizarre encounters all of the time of different kinds. People always ask me, what are some of the weirdest questions that you've ever had or interactions? And I've actually thought about making a video about some of the weirdest and strangest interactions that I've ever had, in the past 3 years of working at the adult store. But one of the most bizarre is recently, so we've got some drug addicts that walk around our city. It happens. And recently we had a guy come in and he was talking to us and it seemed normal. And then he walks up to us and says, and whispers to us that, you know, just so we know that he's the King of Britain and that his daughter is married to the Queen's wife or the Queen's brother or something like that, and that the reason that he looks homeless and that he's not in Britain right now is because like, I don't know, his wife took his money, something like that. I don't know. I walked away after half of the conversation because I was on break. But a lot of the times we'll get people who are high on drugs telling us that, you know, the CIA are after them, or they're the king of a country, or that they're really the president, or that they were sent by the president. So we'll get a lot of that. One of the questions that I will remember to this day that sticks out to me the most is I had a lady ask me, does this lube work for humans too? Now you can let that question sink in, because after she asked, there was a long pause, and then I looked at her and I was like, well, it's made for humans, so, like, you know, yeah. I was afraid to ask her, like, what she meant, because I didn't really want to know. But it's one of those moments when you're like, do I call someone? Did she just not say it right? Like, what the hell do I do? But honestly, this question was hard, and I wrote it down because of that, because a lot of my interactions on the daily, because I work at an adult store, are bizarre on some level. Oh, how many have I done? 3? Was that 3? All right. 3. So this one's number 4. Oh, it's unfolded. Why did you decide to do what you are doing now in your life? So this kind of goes hand in hand with the adult store. Originally, I wanted to work where I work because the thought of working in an adult store was fun, and, you know, I wanted to kind of be part of that world. But then over time, after actually, like, working there, I realized that we're making an impact in the sex industry in the adult world, and we're paving a path for sex positivity and for body positivity as well. We are certified sexual resources, and we're there to help people be safe and to spread education. Of course, we do sell adult toys, we do sell lingerie, we do sell lube and all the other things, but we mostly want to give people an experience and to give knowledge. And over time, I've realized that this is the industry that I think I belong in, and the industry that I would like to move forward in the future. And So the reason I do it now is because I love it. I love the education. I love knowing all the knowledge, and I love spreading education. I love helping pave the world for sex positivity and helping people feel good about themselves. And especially in my state that I live in Utah, you know, we're taught in Utah that sex is wrong and only done in hetero relationships and only if you're married, you know. And I love the fact that I'm part of the movement of showing people that sex is healthy, sex is positive, sex is okay, and you're not going to go to hell for it. And I love being a part of that. And I think that it's really great to also be a part of a team who also feels just as passionate as you do. And that's why I continue to do what I do, because I love the feeling of helping someone who feels wrong or feels weird about coming in and telling me something so intimate, and then when they leave they feel really comfortable, and when they're told, they tell me that I was really helpful and that I answered all their questions and helped them feel better about being there. That is a great day. Like if I'm having a bad day and then I help someone and I clearly help them a lot, that definitely makes my day better. My job is very rewarding, and I love being a part of it. And the industry, the adult industry, the sex industry, whatever, is definitely, I think, the industry that I belong in. All right, we've got 2 more questions. Unless I decide to answer them all, we'll see, because I kind of like answering them. Number 5. What is something stupid you've done because someone dared you? Okay, so I've done a lot of stupid things because people have dared me, because I have what I like to call a Wonder Woman complex, which gets worse when I'm drunk. But basically, if someone tells me I can't do something, I have to prove to them that I can't, or that I will. So there was 2 things. One of them was my best friend. Actually, she had a boyfriend, and I hated him. I did not like him. I didn't like him at all, but she liked him, so, you know, you swallow that pill as the best friend. But he cheated on her, so I was right. Anyway, he dared me once to pour some e-cig juice in my hand, in the palm of my hand, and to eat it. And I did, because I didn't like him, and I didn't like him telling me that I wouldn't do it, so I had to, obviously. The second time was also same best friend. And I think we were celebrating my 21st birthday, and they made vodka gummy bears, which is basically you just take gummy bears and then you pour vodka over them, and then you let them sit overnight, and then the gummy bears absorb the vodka. Well, at this party, for some reason, I was drinking a lot, but I wasn't feeling it at all. And her cousin dared me to eat the entire bowl, and I did. And then I couldn't stop throwing up throughout the night. Like any sound, any light, any movement, the drive home was so much fun. So I'm honestly, if someone dares me to do something and then they tell me I won't do it, I probably will, depending on what it is. I do have a line, but I do a lot of stupid shit that is really embarrassing, regardless if I'm being dared or not. But those are 2 times that really stick out to me that were really bad choices, but I did it anyway. And it just don't do those things. Like don't eat e-cig juice just because someone dares you, and it's really dangerous if you're drinking and you don't feel the alcohol for some reason, because you keep drinking to feel it, and then eventually it all will hit you at once and you will hate yourself. So, you know, my advice, drink responsibly. Don't drink to excess. I don't drink a lot anymore because of that. I've had a lot of bad drinking experiences. There was one time I drank so much, and then I got so depressed that I almost walked into traffic. And then there was another time, I think for New Year's 2016 or 17, it ended with 6 cops because a guy punched his wife in the face, and he kept being creepy and hitting on me, which I don't understand. But so, you know, after that, I don't drink to get like blasted. I just drink to maybe get a little tipsy, and then that's it. I don't think I've actually seen myself get really, 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 really drunk in a very long time, because every time I do, something bad happens, someone gets in a fight, I get in a fight or something where I feel like ass the next day. So it's just better to avoid it just by drinking more responsibly. All right, we're at number 6. All right. Number 6 is, oh, this one's more of a serious question. When people come to you for help, what do they usually want help with? I think, I don't know, because I don't like answering questions like this because it could be wrong. But my theory is that I'm an honest person. As I've said, it can be both good and bad that I'm honest. And I think sometimes, especially when you're really good friends with someone and you just you not necessarily want them to be happy, but you don't want to hurt their feelings. A lot of the times friends will lie to someone to not hurt their feelings. So for example, if my best friend were to date someone that was continuously cheating on them and hurting them and was just not being good to them, and they asked me what they should do, I would honestly tell them that they are worth so much more than that person, that it's, that maybe it's time they should be alone, figure out themselves and figure out what they want before they date someone else, that this person deserves to burn in hell. But other friends would kiss their ass and just tell them, oh, it'll work out, blah, 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 whatever. Or I'm trying to think of situations that, I happen to work with my best friend, which is great. She's great. I love her, and you'll probably meet her eventually. But there are times where she'll do something at work, and since she's also our manager, people will kind of kiss her ass and basically agree with her all of the time. Now, when someone agrees with you, if it makes sense, sure. But if someone agrees with you all of the time with everything that you do, it's kind of worrisome, because you need that person that's going to be honest with you and tell you if they don't agree, if they think it's a bad idea, or if they do genuinely think it's a good idea. And I think a lot of the times people come to me for help because I am that person. I'm not going to be that person that's going to tell you what you want to hear all the time. I'm going to be honest with you, sometimes too honest, sometimes a little too honest to where I'm a bag of dicks. But I think people will come to me because they know I'll be honest. But I think another reason they'll come to me for help is because I like to think I'm a good listener. Sometimes I'll give my perspective or what I think or my advice to someone, but a lot of the times I'll just sit there and I'll let someone talk about their feelings, because typically people will talk about their feelings randomly because they need to. They'll talk to me about just what's going on with them and how they feel and what's going on in their heads, and it's usually because they need to talk to someone and they trust me enough to do it, and it's because I'll listen and I'll give advice where it's needed. And I think that's because I know how it feels to be someone who just wants someone to listen to what you say, and you don't want perspective. You don't want to hear what they think. You just want them to listen. And so I try to be that person for someone else. And I think that's why people come to me, because they know I'll listen, and usually without judgment and anything. I'll give my opinion or my advice, and then, just continue to listen. So I think people come to me because I'm a good listener and because I'm honest. If they want someone to be honest, especially brutally, I'm usually your girl for that. Okay, I'm going to answer one more question. I know I said 6, but I'm going to go for 7 because there's 13 questions, so we might as well end on a negative number. So we're just going to, maybe whichever one flies out first. All right, this one. Woo, this one flew out first, so let's see. Is there something that you've dreamed of doing for a long time, and why haven't you done it? I guess this is a good question to end on. One of my dreams is to write a book. I have been writing my book for years, and I've always wanted to write a book and publish it and go on a book tour and have people read it and, put it on Audible and have people listen to it, because I think words are some of the most beautiful things on the planet, because you can do so much with words, and you can create images and feelings and so many beautiful things, and there's so many beautiful words out there that describe so much. And I love being able to create an image in someone's head or an emotion through some words. I love when I read a book and I read the words in the book, obviously, and I get an image in my head of that character or that situation. And I can even hear the music that could be potentially in the background. And I love being able to do that. And I love when a writer, I think an amazing writer is someone who can create that image, but also help you feel the emotion of that character. Because I've read books where it's like a character's sad, but I don't feel it. But I've read a lot of books where I can feel what they're feeling as if I'm there. And I've always dreamed of being that person, of being able to write a book like that. Now, the reason why I haven't is because, I would say because I'm busy. I work all the time, but that's a stupid excuse. I think it's out of fear because the world is so saturated in books. And the genre that I like is fantasy. I like fiction. And the world is so saturated in fiction and fantasy, and it's really hard to write an original book that doesn't seem similar to another. And I keep getting stuck in that thought of my book is too similar, nobody's gonna like it because there's so many other books like it out there. And I always read on Pinterest and Reddit and Google, and I hear it on YouTube all the time, that don't write for other people. Don't write for someone else, because you're writing for yourself. Write for you. Don't think about all the other books that are within the genre. Write for yourself. And then after that, see what happens. Get it published. People like it, they like it. And if they don't, they don't, which would suck. But I think the reason I haven't really pursued it as heavily is because I'm scared. I'm afraid that I'm going to fail at it. And writing is something that I love so much that if I fail at it, I think it would break me. But I really need to get over that fear, because writing is one of those things that helps me get through life. The two things that get me through anxiety, stress, pain, suicidal thoughts is writing and music. Singing and writing for me they go hand in hand, and they get me out of a lot of dark situations in my head. And I really want to write this book and get it published and see what happens. And I want to make music, and I love writing songs, and I like writing poems and little stories and limericks, and that's something that I really want to do, and I need to learn how to get past that. And one thing that helps me is so some fun advice from me, if you like to write, one thing that I'll do now, because I read this from someone else, is I'll go on Pinterest and I'll find a picture, and then I will start writing a scene within that picture or describing that picture in words. Because usually if I start doing that, then I'll just start writing, and then it'll get me past that block. So if you're someone who's having writer's block, find a picture, start describing it, or start like creating a scene or a dream or something within that picture, and then hopefully it should help break that block. But yeah, so writing is definitely something that I've dreamt about, and I really am the one that gets in my way with that. Nobody else does, and that's something that I need to really work on. Those are some, I guess, kind of random deep questions about me. I don't know, but I really like doing these because I'm a Scorpio. I'm very self-involved and like to answer questions about myself, but also I like mostly I like videos when people answer questions about themselves and assumptions from other people, because I like learning new things about people. I like learning what they like, what they don't like, their perspectives, their thoughts, what they love to do, and it's a big joy for me, and I love watching videos like that. And so I don't know, I think it's just really fun, kind of, you're watching someone and you don't know them, and then they answer questions and you kind of see a little bit into their mind and into their soul. And so, and I have made other videos like this, and I think it's kind of fun to occasionally make a video like this, so that way, people are always ever changing and always becoming a new person every single day. And so it's fun to see how someone's thought or perspectives change within like a year or even a couple of months. So yeah, but I'm gonna go, and I think I'm gonna straighten my hair for tomorrow, and I'm probably going to eat more snacks. I'm gonna watch Queen of the Damned and just kind of chill. I need to clean, but I just don't have the energy to do it, and I should, but I don't. I really don't want to. I'm excited for this weekend because I'm going to a party to celebrate my boyfriend's birthday. His birthday is today, but we're celebrating his birthday on Friday, and I'm really excited for it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm gonna have 3 days off in a row, which is gonna be weird because usually when I have more than 2 days off, even if it's just one extra day, when I go back to work, it's like I have to reacclimate to work and remember how I do it, which is weird because I've been doing it for like 3 years. But also, with this video, I have been inspired to make another video about talking about some of the weird questions and interactions I've had at work, because I got a lot. I got stories, so many stories. So if anybody's interested in hearing some of the stories that I've got from working at an adult store, I would love to make that video because it'd be so fun. And it'd be kind of cool if I could ask some of the girls I work with some questions, if they would be down to ask like answers and questions too. That'd be really cool. But yeah, I'm gonna go and chill and probably sleep on this couch because I have to get up early tomorrow to do shit and be productive. If I sleep in my bed, it's not gonna happen. So it might be better to sleep out here. Also, change of environment. Fun fact, sometimes if you can't sleep, change your sleeping environment. Even if it's just flipping to the other side of the bed. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go, and I hope that thank you for joining me in this video. If you liked it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe, go ahead. This channel has no structure. If you wanted to know exactly what my brain looks like, this channel is a great representation of what my brain is like, because it doesn't make sense and it's very sporadic. But if you like that, then you know what? You're in luck. And hit that bell notification if you want to be notified whenever I post. I've been trying to post as often as possible, but sometimes things happen or I just don't feel like it. So, you know. And yeah. Thank you for joining me in this video, and I hope that you have a wonderful day and a beautiful night. And this is Kat signing off. Bye. Said bye.